How your children doing this evening? You doing all right? Is y'all live up here in Auburn, New York? No? Where you live? Tell me where you live, baby. Where you coming from? Seattle? Whoa. I heard about that. Is that, wow, that's a long ways away, ain't it? Oh, my goodness. It sure is nice for y'all folks to come past all the way from Seattle. Oh, that's special. I'm going to tell y'all about that Underground Railroad. I got plenty of stories about that. But sure, I always feel like I got to go back and tell you what it was I was running away from. That's slavery. Because I know you sure don't know nothing about what that slavery was like. Now, see, I growed up on the eastern shore of Maryland. Dorchester County is where I was born. Anybody ever been to Cambridge or heard about Cambridge, Maryland? That's about where I was, right around that area, sure enough. Now, I was born about 1820, 1821. Ain't right sure, because y'all know they ain't wrote it down. And my name was Araminta when I was born. Araminta Ross. They called me Minty for short. Now, my mama's up as a slave, sure enough did. See, I changed my name to Harriet a little bit later as I got older. And when I got to be 24, I married John Tubman. And that's how I got to be known as Harriet Tubman. Sure did. Now, John was a free. His mom and dad had been free when he was just a little boy. So he ain't know nothing what it's like to be a slave like me, growing up as a slave. And John, oh, girls, I tell you, I love my John. John always smiling, and he sang to me, making me laugh. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I love my husband. But he was free and I was a slave. I was still a slave. Now, we ain't had no children. But as we did, they be slaves because their mama was a slave. And me and John, we lived together in our little cabin. But, you know, I wasn't happy. I was always talking about, let's just go on up north where we both to be free. But he just thought I should be satisfied where I was. Well, after we'd been married about 5 years, sure, I heard that me and two of my brothers going to get sold off on the chain gang down in the Deep South. And I said, no, I ain't going. I ain't going. See, the Lord had let me know by now I had the right to one or two things in my life, my liberty or death. And if I couldn't have one, I had the other. I talked to my brothers. I said, we've got to leave this place now. And so they agreed, and we headed out together. But sure, they got scared and said they's going back. I can't blame them. If they catch you running away, they's going to beat you real bad. And you know, they had them bloodhounds, and they just was trained just to find slaves. And I can't blame them for being scared. I was scared. But I know there was a better world for me. And I couldn't stay no slave no more. So I kept on going by myself. I remember there was a white lady in town who told me, if you ever need me, you come to my place. And so I found my way to her place, and she was there, a Quaker lady, and she remembered me. And she told me all about the Underground Railroad. And she gave me some supplies and 2 slips of paper. Now, I couldn't read, but she told me to study it. Look at the pictures, and when I see something like that, I knows where I was going to be. And that's where the next station would be. And so at night, I took off. Well, there in Maryland, we had swamps, and we had thick forests. I've been out there before with folks, but not by myself. And I get out there, and it's so dark, and I hear the frogs and the owls, and gets a little scared, and I say, oh, Jesus, can't you walk with me? I need you, Jesus, to walk with me.
I want Jesus to walk with me. I want Jesus to walk with me all along my pilgrim journey. I want Jesus to walk with me in my
And walk all night long. And after a while, I remember that morning, the sun came up like gold behind the trees. And ooh, I saw those stones. And I looked at the picture. And I realized that was the land. And I crossed the land. Turn, I was free. I was free. I was free.
freedom.
I had to look at my hands and see if I was still the same person now that I was free. It felt like I was in heaven. I was free.
Freedom.
That line was the Mason-Dixie line, and I was in Pennsylvania. That picture she showed me, I learned that was a P. And as I was on that P side, like on the rocks, I was free. But sure, I realized I was all alone. Wasn't nobody up there to meet me. I was a stranger in a strange land. And Lord, I could hear the moans and groans of my people back in that slavery. I said, Lord, if you be with me, I was going to go back. If it takes every drop of blood in my veins, I'll go back and bring them free and make a home for them up here. So he sent me back 19 times. And my train never jumped the track. Never did. But sure, you know, I done wore myself out. I think I'm going to go take a little rest, and I'll be back later. Okay? Y'all find y'all some nice little refreshments or something. Okay?